every time I'm able to get away in that serene place, where you take yourself and you remove yourself from everything and everybody, that's when God can really speak to you. But if you're moving around and you're doing so much, you don't hear his voice. Now he'll speak, but are you listening? Do you hear him?
Hello, beautiful, and welcome to another episode of Becoming Serene. I'm your host, Ruth Debonair Southall, and I'm so excited that you've joined us today. Remember, this podcast was created for you, entrepreneur-minded women who want to embrace peace as they pursue their purpose. And today, I am so excited that our guest is a powerhouse whose life is proof that calling doesn't come with a cap. She's a gospel recording artist, pastor, business owner, and award-winning minister of music, travel agent, and PK, preacher's kid, honey. But none of those roles define her more than her unwavering faith. Whether she's behind the pulpit, in the studio, or navigating the world of entrepreneurship, Mrs. Bridgette Hurt shows us that you can be many things and be excellent at all of them. Alongside her husband, Brian Hurt, she co-founded BPowerful Ministries in 2016. It's a movement built to empower lives through bold faith, biblical teaching, and God-centered leadership. Her story reminds us that partnership and purpose can walk hand in hand, and she's here to talk about balancing those callings, building in faith, and living with focus, even when the world expects you to choose just one lane. This is a conversation for the woman who's been told, just pick one, when God has clearly given her 10. Let's welcome the multi-gifted, spirit-led, and beautifully grounded Bridgette Hurt. Woo!
Wow. That was good.
That is you. That's it. I could go on and on. That was just a little snippet. That's just
thank you so much.
That's literally just a little bit.
I'm crazy like that. You know how you go to different programs and they say, well, let me read your bio. I don't like for people to read my bio.
Really?
I'm like, just let me sing. Just let me do. I'm shy. No. I really am shy.
Really? Okay. That's what she gonna tell y'all today. No, ma'am. So, yes, for those of you who know her as the amazing gospel recording artist and the child of an icon of Chicago, just brought up in basically a fishbowl, like seriously, girl, who don't know your family and didn't know your daddy and your mom, and I mean, legacy is sitting on my couch. I am so honored.
Well, I appreciate you for having me.
Thank
you so much.
No, the
thank
pleasure
you,
is all mine. I am so honored. And I know some people may be thinking like, entrepreneurship too? Yes. Because one thing that people probably do not understand, even when it comes to recording artists and people who use their gift to sing, that's entrepreneurship. Like, and it begins even with that. But tell us, me and the listening audience, just how many things, like how was entrepreneurship birthed in you, even with, you know, the singing?
Well, I got it from my mom. My dad has always been the preacher.
Yes.
You know, well, and I guess that is a business too, because you have to run the organization. You have to run the church and everything. So, as far as like the outside corporate world thing, I got it from my mom, and It's not easy. When I first went into it, I said, okay, this is work. Because ministry stuff I can do with my eyes closed.
Wow.
I can do music, I can teach music, I can direct and all that different stuff.
Oh, yes.
That's because that's my passion.
Right.
But when I got into the other stuff, like the daycare center, I was like, oh, this is work.
So tell us about the daycare center. That was your mom's baby.
Yes. It was my mom's baby, and she wanted to give it up. She wanted to sell it. She got tired. She said, I'm getting older. I don't have anything else to do with it. So I was like, really? Well, okay, but don't sell it. She's like, no, I'm going to sell it and take care of some business, and that's it. I can't do this anymore. I said, well, I can come back home, because I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I said, I can come back home and I can run it for you. No, I wanted I was like, Ma, give me a chance. So what ended up happening, I came back to Chicago in 2012 and came back. She told me yes before I left. When I got back here, she was like, no. So I was like, like, I could have stayed where I was and doing what I was doing, and you said yes, and then you said no. So I was appalled.
Oh,
but it was, come to find out later, she told me that she was testing me to see if I was really serious about doing it, because it was a lot of work. So I ended up accepting the call and ended up having to really, really change it after I analyzed the situation. I had to change the name and really just start over from scratch. And it was a lot involved. I told you before the cameras, it was a lot involved in doing what I needed to do, but it had to be done. And so I'm 13 years in with the daycare center, and I love it. It's no longer work. It has become my passion.
Praise God. Oh, my
Can you have
goodness.
more than one?
Girl,
more than one passion?
Let me tell you,
Can
clearly,
you?
I'm just saying, I'm sitting here now, like, yes,
So, yeah.
most definitely, because it's all ministry.
That's true.
It is all
that is
ministry.
True. And I do tell my staff that, because when children come in there and the parents come in, the children are basically with us longer than they are with their parents.
I say the same. Why don't people understand that? I've been saying that since I started teaching when I was 19 years old. I said, I have your children more than you do. When it's school time, I'm that, and I refer to myself as their teaching parent. I'm your child's other parent now.
Yes.
Yes. So when you understand that, that already tells me how phenomenally you're doing. Not just because it's 13 years in, but I've seen the different celebrations, how your staff honors you and everything. So I love, that's a good thing about social media.
I'm sorry. I was in the middle of doing something. Am I interrupting you? I just wanted to make sure you stop and subscribe so that you won't miss another episode of Becoming Serene. Everything that we're doing is for you and to help you learn to protect your peace while you pursue success. So hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit that bell so that you'll be notified when new episodes air. All right, see you there.
In addition to that, ma'am, like that is every day in and day out, and pouring into babies. And I mean, you're in the inner city, like, baby. Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you still take on other stuff.
I do. I'm a travel agent, but I really don't advertise that I'm a travel agent, because the church keeps me busy.
Right.
I book all of the group trips, and there's a group called the Music Sermon that Bishop Dan started, and I book all the things for that. So I really don't, and then I do group trips on my own.
Right.
So I really don't have time to take clients, like, because people are funny, they fickle and they change. So it's like you'll start working on something and be like, oh, well, I saw a better price here. Don't you waste my time. Let me go ahead. And so that's why I don't because I don't have time for that.
Understandable.
So I deal with the groups, and that's it.
But that's still wisdom. I love that you're like, you know what, if we're going to do these trips and do all that, I might as well. Yeah, that's wisdom. So
I love it.
You still aren't done even with entrepreneurship. Then before the BPowerful Ministries, let's just say there was a little something called the Strip Conference. That you came back in town and you put that together, and I was there, I attended, and I know what it was about. But please, you tell us your version of Strip, how that was birthed.
What happened was, I was traveling to Switzerland. I did a tour in Switzerland. I actually took a tour in place of my aunt because I was going to Europe and things on my own. I was like 10 years deep into that, but my aunt took ill, and she was like, I can't do my tour. So I was like, okay, well, and when she told me, what needed to be done and how much money was involved, I was like, you know what? I got you. So I got you.
I'm going to Switzerland.
But it's like every time I'm able to get away in that that serene place where you take yourself and you remove yourself from everything and everybody, that's when God can really speak to you. But if you're moving around and you're doing so much, you don't hear his voice. Now he'll speak, but are you listening? Do you hear him? And so I was in Switzerland, and the Lord gave me the conference, and he gave me everything to do. And he said, I've already made the way for you to do it. That was the money that I made going to do the tour. So I came back in my very first tour, and I had been through so much at the time leading up to it. He gave me the name Stripped, because a lot of people at the time needed to be stripped from things, including myself. So I was like, Lord, that's gonna be weird, stripped, like taking your clothes off. No, you're removing everything that's not like me from your life. And that's how that name came about. Eventually it phased out, because if you're not stripped after 6 years, then we in year 10. What else you need me to do? I can't strip you no more than you should already been stripped. Now you got to come wanting, and you got to come thirsty, and then you can get stripped and get what you need. So eventually it just phased out, and then the Lord just started giving me things to do in addition to the strip conferences. So 1 year I honored women. I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago. I honored women, and then after my dad passed, I did prayer breakfast. So it was just different things, because once you get that following, you want to keep it exciting for them. You don't want to lose those people. But I tell you this, I didn't notice that after I did my first women's conference, that women's conferences just started popping up all over the place.
So true.
So I was like, wow. I don't know if that was like a trend setting, but it was just like, and I don't hate on anybody. It was just like, it's just a lot out there for women now. So what I ended up doing was I used wisdom, and I just started doing it every other year instead of every year. Because I want people to support other people and get a break from me and, go ahead and do what you need to do. But I still do it.
But I believe it was definitely trend setting because of this. Normally conferences are done by the women's department, and it's in-house, and it's, for our church, and other people could come if they're connected to us some type of way. We Church of God in Christ. So if they in our district, if they in our state, then they gonna come. We're gonna sell tickets to everybody. But see, it was, but in your case, it was like, oh, Bridgette doing a conference? Oh, does that mean that I may be able to do a conference? Because it's giving someone permission to walk in your calling. Like, come on, sis, you can do this.
That's
like, all it takes is, like you said, a listening ear and a willing worker and a willing heart. So you did do that. You did set that trend. Speaking of setting trends, as a minister of music, we go to the same church, so I watched you work and do different things and take on other positions elsewhere and all that, and then lo and behold, you were then ordained a pastor, as if you were not doing enough. I said, no, she didn't, because that's work at our church. Like, to become a pastor, it's not like just, you speak well, there's a calling on your life, you're a pastor now.
I was almost a dropout twice, and I kid you not, I couldn't
be
take
an early dropout.
I'm telling you. So let me tell you how this came about, because it all ties into being a business owner. I was attacked by a former employee, and she was like, you owe me this, you owe me that. It got the courts involved and different things like that, and I had never ever been through anything like that before in my life. Never, because I don't owe man nothing.
Amen.
And I always treat people nice the way that I want to be treated. You don't never get that in return, but that's the way I live. And when I was faced with that, it was the worst 3 years of my life, 2.5 to 3 years of my life, because I'm such a giver. I'll give you the shirt off my back and try to figure out how I'm gonna make it home without one. And that's just how I live. And then to be faced with that, I was like, Lord, if you get me out of this, please, if you get me out of this, I promise. Clear as day, he said, you gonna ask me for something else, and you know it's something you're supposed to be doing.
Ooh.
I knew exactly what he was talking about, because I started Anley in, I want to say 2013 and no 2014. I started online and I stopped. I was like, hey, this is too hard. I'm not doing this. I grew up in church. I know this.
Right,
I know that.
exactly.
But this right here, no. So he told me what he told me. I'm speaking of the Lord. He told me what he told me, and I said, okay. I yielded myself. So during the whole time that the case was going on, I was in Anley. It was the craziest thing. Wow. And I was able to manage. I was able to do my work. Because when he tells you to do something, if you obey,
honey,
you'll
he
be
gives
good.
You the grace to do it. I promise you.
So I was able to do all of that. So once the case ended, I was ordained as elder. But I had already taken some classes, so I didn't have to go another full year. I was able to go the next year. What was it? Wait, it's 2 to be an elder, 2 to be, and 4 to be a pastor. So I was able to do the other one in a year because I had already taken so many classes. There was no more classes for me to take. So I became a pastor in 3 years instead of 4. So those of you all who were wondering,
honey,
because it was back-to-back ordinations, right? You're tracking me? Yes, but I had extra classes. So it was like right after that, the case ended, and kind of my favorite, but it wasn't. It was just the whole ordeal of it, but having to deal with it, but being obedient to God. He made it where everything that I had to pay out in attorney's fees, I was like, I don't even know how I was paying them, but that I don't owe no man nothing. And then he gave me back double of what I had to pay out. Where it came from, I don't know, but I got it.
See?
God is good. Wow. And that's why I tell people, who wouldn't serve a God like this?
I promise you.
So on the road, so after I became elder, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I couldn't take it. And then the Lord nudged me again. If you don't stop and get in there and finish that, you almost done. And then I started doing it, and I almost dropped out twice because it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. And I, by the grace of God, I was able to finish, and I'm glad. Yes. And I'm not really into titles like that, but I really earned this. You know how you get honorary doctorates and all that stuff?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
like, I earned this.
You
title.
literally
you ain't gotta
cried
call me,
that whole ordination.
Listen, you don't got to call me pastor, but I know I work to be a pastor because I'm not on all that. But it was, listen, I'm so thankful.
No, because he took you through it for a reason, and it was to finish.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not even about having this title. It's about earning and the obedience.
Right.
Like I was obedience to my father, period. And he honored that obedience by working some other stuff out on your behalf.
Exactly. Lord,
honey,
I thank you.
I know about it. Oh, I know about it. So let's talk about some soft spaces, like how and why your home, family, your personal peace matters. We talked about that also behind the scenes, just how stealing away, like you even alluded to earlier, why is that so important with someone who wears so many hats and is also in the forefront? Because you don't just wear many hats. There are people who wear many hats, but they behind the scenes and we may or may not see them. But baby, you have to come when you feel like it, when you don't feel like it. Like, my God.
And smile when I'm sleepy.
Not
smile
just
when
smile,
I don't feel
but
like
sing.
it. Smile.
Like, not sing, no, literally minister. There's a difference. Like, no, that's a huge calling and weight. So how do you like protect that type of peace with family and ministry? And
I would say really and truly, and not trying to be all deep, is really the grace of God and learning how to time manage. And I'm not the best at it, but I have learned that if you don't take time for you, time will wear on you. And that means you'll be looking tired. You'll be acting tired. You'll be doing things tired. Whatever you're in, whatever you're over, it will be tired. You won't have nothing fresh. You won't have no fresh music. You won't have no fresh ideas, no fresh messages. If you don't regroup, take time for yourself and refresh, everything's gonna be stale.
Ma'am. That is a word.
So you have to, like, I love to travel. I don't get to do it often, but when I do,
yes.
And then another thing I started doing is staycation, and I just started this a couple of months ago. My husband thought I was crazy. He's like, "What you do?"
Oh no, I did the same thing.
I'm going to a hotel room,
That's
and
right.
I'm going to get me a massage, and I'm going to get me
ma'am.
a facial, because I needed that for me. I really needed that for me.
We have to be refreshed.
Yes, and being a wife, I didn't bear any children on my own, but I have the daycare center. Those are all my children, and I'm a fur mom.
Yes.
Dogs are just as much work
I promise
as
you.
kids.
Yes.
So
yes,
I have a lot, but I just make sure that I balance and make sure I take time for me. Now, there are times, glory to God, when I need to go therapy shopping. And what I call therapy shopping is just going to the store. You could just walk through the store, walk through the mall, whatever you want to do. But it's therapy. If I want to buy me a t-shirt, I'm going to buy me a t-shirt. If I want to buy me some shoes, I'm going to buy me some shoes.
I'm part of that ministry. Big time. Yes.
See?
So how do you decide when to say yes and no? Because God knows I know you're called upon. Like, oh, somebody call Bridgette. She'll come sing for us. She'll come headline this. She'll come do. So when do you, like, how do you make that decision?
Well, me and my husband, we put our stuff in the same calendar. We got iPhones, so we put our stuff in the calendar. And if it's too much in 1 week going on and somebody asks me to do something, I just have to politely tell them I'm not available, because I know my first assignment is to home.
That's right.
And then church and daycare, because I feel like the daycare with staffing, it can run on its own. And I tell my staff, if I need to be here, then that's a problem. You know, I shouldn't have to be here. I should be able to come when I want to come. You know, see the manager at McDonald's, the owner at McDonald's walking around McDonald's. No, you don't see them. But I love going there. And I want them to see me because I care about my staff. So they're the ones that make it happen. But if it's just too much and I look and see that our calendar is full, then I decline. You know, I do as much as I can, and I think sometimes I do too much. I need to get somewhere and sit down.
Girl.
As they say, sit down.
No, but because you love it and you love them. So I understand that you feed off their energy.
Yeah.
And, oh, yes.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just using wisdom. What the Bible say about a wise woman.
Honey, we build a house. That's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
don't want to be foolish and
Not
tear it
foolish
down.
at all. So in this day and time where platform is glorified over presence and over the anointing, how do you deal with that? Because I'm sure, as you've already stated, that when you're tour and you go into some places and have been to some places, you like, God, who, where, what, has he been here? Y'all glorifying a person up in this joint, huh? So how do you literally, like, still stay true to who you are?
Because I find myself, if we could be real, I find myself when it comes down to certain things and being able to tolerate certain things, I have a low tolerance for foolishness. I have a low tolerance for just crazy stuff. So I find myself saying, I don't need this. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I would say it because God has already allowed me to do a lot of stuff. So if you're going to act crazy in this area, that I don't need to do this area. I can do something different because I have other things that I actually can do. So instead of dealing with somebody's insecurities or somebody's craziness or somebody's instability, when you're trying to be, you know, on the up and up and be real and have everything flow well, I'm like, oh, I don't need to do this. I could do something else. And God has to check me on that because it's not my will, but his will be done. So it's like, girl, stop saying that. Stop saying that,
Wow.
really, because he has given you the tools. He has, everything is preparation. That Bishop says everything is preparation. So everything that I walk into, that God allows me to walk in, every door that he
That's
opens for
right.
me,
That's
he's already
right.
prepared me and equipped me for it. So if I decide to walk away from it, it's nobody's fault but mine. If I decide that, hey, this is too much or I don't want to deal with this, that's me, because he's already given me the tools to get it done. So that means that Bridget's flesh is going to give up and walk away because of some food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, what? What do you
Was I
think you
supposed to say
said? I was like, what did she say? What did I hear? Oh, my God, Bridge. No.
You don't
Oh,
understand.
but
It's sometimes
no,
working in ministry
that
is harder
is
than working in corporate. And you wouldn't
Yes.
think that it would be that way, but you got to deal with the different spirits on top of the natural man,
Yes.
woman that you're dealing with. So it's like, come on, man.
Oh,
At
yes.
some point, when you going to grow up? At what point? So dealing with that you have to balance that. And you have to let the Lord lead you and not yourself. Because if flesh gets involved, you'll mess up a lot of stuff.
And you won't go into things. You, like you said, retreat, like, I don't need this. And he's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
It's not about what you need.
Right.
No, because not only that, like Bishop says about preparation, sometimes the preparation is hard in a way that we don't necessarily, like, why do I want to do this hard thing? Like, I'm comfortable over here. I got this area. God, you already set me up over here. Now, why are you, like, setting me up in this mess, and you already see it's mess? What do I have to do with this?
Yeah.
And it is, the preparation is, once again, what you possibly have to minister, how you have to minister to someone else from that mess and from what you've been delivered.
Right.
So,
Right.
ma'am, oh my goodness, I'm just saying, no, I can't even understand, seriously, the multiple hats. And see, there are things that, I'm going to say it like somebody on the outside looking in, because I am. When you don't have like a gift of performing, where you don't play, don't sing or anything, all of us on the outside or sitting in the audience looking like, oh my God, why would she do anything else but that? Like, you give of yourself, like you said, in so many other ways. The conference after, I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm not going to say me, but I'm sure many people, after stripped and then you got proposed to on the stage and got married, they'll be like, all right, ladies, good luck. Hope you get your man one day. You didn't do that. I'm going to tell the truth. They were thinking that. They were thinking like, all right, we not going to see her no more. She married now.
But you know what? I went through a phase after that where I felt like the support stopped, because, and then I had some women to tell me the truth from what they were hearing, like, oh, she got her man now.
Yeah, right.
So the support kind of shifted. But again, it's not about me. It's about the will of God, and I had to continue, although I saw the slope.
Yes.
And I didn't know if it was that everybody just started doing conferences, or was it that because I'm married now and they feel like I can't relate. They've been married, you know, my whole life.
Right.
But, you know, I don't know. But God made it where who needs to be in the building will be in the building.
Oh, yes.
And I just kept going.
But
And,
our
you know,
assignments change. Like, God's mission and our calling is not different. Our purpose is not different.
Right.
And that's everything that we do. Do it as unto God, and
Right.
literally do it to glorify Him.
Right.
Like, I'm just your cheerleader, Lord, and I'm just your vessel and
That's right.
representative. So one of the things that I love so much about the evolution of Stripped and conferences and everything, ma'am, you bringing them all together. Your travel and worship conference at His feet is not like anything else you've done. And I could tell even by how you talk about it. I was looking at the video promo for it, and I was like, you talking like you in somebody's straight living room. Like, girl, come on, let's go.
I was afraid to do something different, but I know I heard the voice of God tell me to do it. And it was like, I tell you, I can be riding in my car when I have that time with Him, and I'm blocked, everything else is blocked out. I can hear Him clearly, and He told me, Tell me what the name, everything. And the places that I was trying to find, I couldn't find them. Like, I'm like, I want to go here. I don't want to go too far because people may not come. But I want it to be close enough where the people that want to come, they can come. And then I'm like, but what about transportation? Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff. And God was like, I got you. Wisconsin. I was like, there's no, and this was another thing. I was like, there's no all-inclusive resorts around. And that's what I really wanted. But he made it where I was able to just work stuff out and put the package together. So At His Feet retreat is going to be the first retreat. Lord, I thank you. The first retreat that I'm doing, and I'm trusting God all the way. I'm trusting God all the way, and I'm planning, making sure that everything is good because I don't have to do nothing.
No,
nothing.
No.
Because I want people to continue to enjoy and continue to support. And when people can tell when you throw together stuff. You can't do that. So everything that I do, I try to do. Well, no, I do in the spirit of excellence.
That's right.
With the help of God. So this is going to be next year. And I wanted to give everybody enough time. So you had a whole year to plan your babysitting, plan your pricing, plan all of that. You got a whole year because I want everybody to come.
But it is so reasonably priced. It's like ridiculous. I was on my walk and listening and watching, and I started cracking up because you were like, if you want a room by yourself for these 3 days, it's this. And she went all the way down to 4 people to a 2-bedroom. And then she said, and actually 5 could fit in there if you want to. You will be sharing a bed with somebody. So, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just want everybody to come and experience.
Oh, yes.
So, because it's okay. So it's this thing where they say women can't get together instead of it's gonna be catty. Right. It's gonna be that. No, we can get together and have a good time. We can get together, love God. We can get together, worship and laugh and play and have fun, and then walk on the beach.
Most
How
definitely.
Come we can't?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I want.
Oh.
I really want everybody to come together and have a good time.
That is so awesome. I'm excited about it. I'm going to check out the dates again, and I pray I'm available.
Come on and check them again so I can see you there. Come on. She might be late, y'all, but she going to get there.
It's gonna
this
come
one right
out.
here, she might be tardy to the party, but when she walk in, you know she walking in. Look at her, y'all. Look at her.
You already know. Everybody that knows me, they like, she right. She is not lying about it. Oh my God, that is Lord. The whole truth. Okay, so is there anything else in the works? I know you're promoting the retreat At His Feet next year. Remember, it's July, right?
June 29th.
June 29th. It's 3 days. Mm-hmm. So it starts the 29th of June.
Ends on the 2nd.
Okay, of 2026. Put that on your calendars right now. June 29th through July 2nd, before your 4th kicks off. When I tell you, tell them. You didn't even tell them. Your $200 registration.
Oh, yes. Spot. So, yes, the registration is $200. And included in your registration, you get 3 meals. You get a plated meal, and then you get 2 buffets. Come on. Mm-hmm. And then where we're staying, it's a full kitchen in your room. So if you want to go to Walmart, get some groceries and everything, and cook while you're there, you could do that. Or there's 3 restaurants on site. So you just don't want to miss this. So you go to At His Feet retreat or Google it. It'll come up. Go to Eventbrite because I wasn't prepared to get, and that's not. I shouldn't do that. I should have this information in front of me. But
it's okay. It's going to be posted. She's going to give it to us, and we're going to go on and tag that right on the end of it.
Once you register, it will give you the information to book your room. Okay. But you got to register first. I didn't want people to go on getting all the rooms and you haven't registered.
That is so true.
So register first, and then it'll send you the information. That'll be your response email, and it'll give you the information in order to book your room. So on August 8th, I'm having a night of worship and word. Ooh. So I did a service, 2 months ago? I think it was 2 months now. And it was just amazing. It was amazing. And the Lord told me to do it again. Like, I'm just following God. I'm really just following God. So the women are hungry. And there's men popping up at these services too. And it's okay. Y'all welcome. Yes. Y'all can come to Jesus. Come on. But it's just been amazing how the women of God and men of God can come together and just for one purpose. And that's to give them glory.
Yes.
And it's no tricks, no gimmicks, no nothing. Now, I do give gifts because I want you to get there on time.
Right.
So I say, hey, First 50 people, first 100 people, get you a gift. Because as long as I got 50 people, as long as I got 100 people, we good.
Oh, yes.
So come get your gift. So I don't know what I'm doing this time as a gift, but it'll be something nice. They had a really nice gift bag.
Wonderful.
The last service. So I got to keep it going. Oh, and I gave them a white hanky where every time I said, listen, every time something hits you in this service that's for you, maybe a word or a song, and you feel the presence of the Lord, or you just want to just say amen, that's your amen, or something falls off of you like a chain that had been holding you bound in your life. If it falls off, come on and get to wave your hand. And Pastor Virginia, she took pictures. She had one time it was just black hankies all in the air. I was like, oh my God. So she did capture some really good moments during that service.
Oh my God.
I'm looking forward to the next one. I really am.
So my last question to ask, especially since you're talking about walking in obedience, and like sometimes it's not, like I said, comfortable. You like, really, God? Okay, I'll do it again. I'm going to go ahead and follow your word. But is there anything you can think of? I'm good for asking people a question I did not prep them for or whatever. But is there a defining moment where you were like, you know what? This is bigger than me. This is not about me. And yeah, this is straight all God.
Well, I would say the conference, because the first time that I did it, I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted women to come together, and at the time, the very first conference that I had Tina Campbell.
I was thinking literally about that.
I know that people, they came for two reasons. This is different. It's a conference, and then two, Tina and Teddy were going through.
That's right.
And they wanted to come be nosy.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to get you to the house, get you in that moment, God could do the rest.
That's right.
So, I had to grab hold to that because ministry is hard. People don't understand ministry is hard. You go through different things, especially leading up to the week of. You got stuff fighting you on every hand, so you had to really, really pray. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And every time they rise up against me in judgment, thou shalt condemn.
That's right.
I'm doing this for a purpose, on purpose, and that's to give God glory. So whenever I think about that, it gives me more energy, and I have to stay focused on this is the purpose.
Right.
It's for the women and men of God to be blessed. If I can get you into the room, there's a blessing in the room.
Yes.
If I can get you there, wherever I got to get you there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you there to the room, and then I'm going to let God have his way. I don't know if I answered your question.
No,
but I hope I
is.
did.
No. That defining moment was saying yes and doing the work and having the first execution.
Yeah.
Like after the first one, it's like, okay, God, you did this.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He shows you who he is, and then he keeps proving himself over and over. All he needs is your yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's scary. It's still scary.
I was about to say it does not stop being scary.
Yeah, it's still scary, but I have to keep going. And the other thing is I plan wisely. So every event that I do takes care of the next one. Because a lot of times when people are doing things and it's not ordained by God, or it's not, planned out the way God tells you to, you always end up struggle. There's a struggle.
Ooh.
But when you do what he instructs you to do and do it how he tells you to do, there's no struggle. Everything is always taken care of. And I'm very wise because I have other things going on. I work.
Yes.
So I'm able to do ministry. And it's like, this is for this. And this is for this. This is our house.
Oh, yes.
And this is the business. This is ministry. So you make sure that you do things the right way, and then you won't have a struggle. Everything is taken care of, and then you can set your price accordingly so that you won't come out in the hole. Because I don't want to take my therapy shopping money to put into this project, because that's not for that.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, but it's a lot. But when you follow God, he got you.
See, y'all didn't know all that, did you? Y'all just think the songbird gets up there and just have you shouting and crying and hair standing up on the back of your neck, and you just like, oh, dog. She deep and brilliant, and yes,
and
that's
a lot
the
of times
point.
people have issues when they come to church. They don't want to give.
Oh,
they don't want to give money because they don't know where their money is going to.
Right.
So when it comes down to my events, I'm an open book. This is getting ready to pay for this.
Right.
You know, so if you sow a seed or whether you don't sow a seed, God is still going to make a way, but every dime
is
helps.
accounted for. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And accounted for.
That's right.
You know, because I like to do nice stuff.
Wow.
So, I'm sorry.
Honey, no, don't apologize. I am absolutely loving this conversation, and I say this not often and not to everybody, but I can't wait to have you back because I know there's more to come. I do. I mean, it's just going to get bigger and better because God is like, oh, yeah, I could definitely take her to other realms and take her higher and higher because, yep, you continue to prove yourself and show yourself faithful.
Thank God.
Thank you for even being faithful to this call. Even when we had to reschedule or anything. You like, don't kill me.
I made it to the couch, y'all. I made it to the couch.
It is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you all so much for joining us on another episode of Becoming Serene. I already know that you have been blessed and inspired and motivated to get yourself together. Get to the church house because Bridgette gonna give you a gift. But please.
Wait, y'all, wait. It's gonna be some Mary Kay. Where's the stash?
You already
I'm gonna get some Mary Kay.
I know. Girl, your gift bag over there. Your gift bag is full of it.
I love it.
Most definitely. But we want you to register, get at his feet. Yes. Grab your girlfriend, your mama, your sister, your auntie, your daughter, your niece, because that is exactly where we belong, at God's feet, so that you too can develop a listening ear and follow the instructions of the Lord. So thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you next time as you and we embrace becoming serene. Say bye to the people, Bridgette.
Bye, y'all.
Bye,
Once
y'all.
again, I love it. Bye, y'all.